All right, last little video of the series today. I've only had her for, 5 days, but we've made a bit of progress, and this is just where we're at with leash walking. So eventually this is going to be a nice, heel command. Heel is eventually going to mean walk with me, stay with me, and sit when I stop. But for right now, we're still kind of shaping things, and this is where we're at. So I'm going to use my leash and my food quite a bit to help shape things, but a lot of it is also how we use our body. So step one, just getting her into the position. I always do heel on my left-hand side, so I've got some food in my left hand. I'm going to get her attention, Nova. I'm going to guide her back behind that left leg. I'm going to swing her around, give her a U-turn back up, lift my hand up a little bit. Good, so she finds that seated position. Right here is the heel position. As long as she stays there, we can continue to mark and reward. Yes, I can release her out of it with a yes marker. Just practicing the beginning of getting in the position is an important step. Nova, heel. Good. Yes. I like to think of cueing the heel command as kind of like clocking into work for the dog. They now understand that there's a set of rules that's going to be applied. Nova, heel. But getting into the position is just the first step. Good. So now starting to add some motion. First thing I'm going to recommend is just some 180-degree turns. I'm going to have her in that position on my left-hand side and just turn away from her over my right shoulder. So as we walk, I'm going to turn over my right shoulder here. If she lags too far behind, she didn't do too bad there, I'm just going to use my leash to speed her up. As long as she stays in that position, more or less, good. I can continue to mark and reward. Now, this is a balancing act of making sure we're using our leash to communicate when she gets too far out of position, but also taking advantage and marking and rewarding when she's doing the right thing. The more we reward of her staying in that correct heel position, the more she's going to offer it over time. Heel. So here, tap. She got a little distracted by the street noises there. Tap. Same thing there on the other side. If she ends up on the wrong side, not a big deal. We can just fix that up with the leash and the food. Good. Good, nice. So finding an automatic seated position is eventually going to be something built in, good, to her understanding of heel, walk with me, stay with me, and sit when I stop. And it doesn't end until I've released her out of position. Yes. Good girl. Now, the last thing I want to talk about leash walking is just inside turns. And this can be the most difficult one, especially if your dog is already ahead of you. Heel. I'm going to find that position. Heel. As we start to walk this time, I'm going to turn this way. So big step in and around. Same thing if she lags behind, use your leash. But this is going to be beneficial to help kind of keep her more in that back pocket as we're walking, as opposed to trying to cut me off or speed ahead, choosing the pace. Beautiful. Good. So there, she just needed a little bit of leash help to find that seated position. But all these things are kind of meant to work in conjunction. So I'll do some inside turns, some outside turns, maybe speed up, slow down, essentially making it more difficult for her to maintain that position so that she has to think about it, especially in moments when we are around like higher level distractions. If I start to notice her pulling forward because there's a dog ahead of us across the street, that's the perfect time where I'm just going to turn and walk in the opposite direction. And if she follows me, excellent. We can mark and reward that. It's a good decision to turn away from the dog. But then if she doesn't, we have our leash there to hold her accountable to the position. So it's a nice kind of fair balance of how we're maintaining the heel and also teaching her to ignore distractions. Nice job, kid.